beautiful. It
There is
was so
nobody
perfect.
that could do this better, in my opinion. That kind of thing, the tease and push it
Yeah,
off. There's nobody could
dude,
do it better than Kevin Owens.
dude, it's great. It's really, really good. This is going to be when he turns heel, and I do believe he is. I don't. It doesn't have to be at Bash. It's probably going to be on SmackDown afterwards. But whenever he turns heel, this run is probably going because this is going to be the first KO heel run with Triple H in charge of creative.
Mhm.
And remember how good his heel run in NXT was.
Yep.
So this what we're about to get is going to be absolutely penultimate peak level KO.
And he's already given us shades of the prize fighter. Like, he's gone
Oh
back
yeah.
to using his pop-up power
Oh
bomb, which
yeah.
I'm happy about.
Yeah.
As far as SmackDown
Cody's
as
gonna
a
eat
whole,
like four of those on the apron.
oh, no
He's
question.
gonna get power bombed so many times on that apron. God.
As far as SmackDown as a whole, I hate saying it this way. Kevin Owens was the bright spot in SmackDown for me. It wasn't really anything to write home about. There weren't any moments, there weren't any matches that, if you missed it, you're gonna hate yourself about. I give it a C plus.
I'd give it a solid B. I'd give it a solid B because I think all the story beats were there. I think everybody in every match, regardless of what was going on in the match, everybody coming out of the match had a story beat. Everybody coming out of the match looked as good or better than they did before. And it's not the go home show. The go home show is tomorrow.
Right.
So it was the second to last before the go home. And so I feel like it was kind of that last little piece of the building of the puzzle. And then the show tomorrow night is going to be okay. Here's where we are. Here's the card for Saturday, and we're going to go full balls to the wall. Here's where we are. So yeah, I would give it a solid B.
I'll tell you what, I could see that. I can see it as a B. Like I said, there's a thing with the bloodline when they were in the middle. There was a thing with Jay. I'm gonna stick with my C plus on this one. But
That's fine.
that's gonna take us into Raw. Judgment Day opening Raw, just straight talking trash about the way they beat down Priest and Rhea. Um, Forgive them; they know not what they do. Um, LWO making their way out, getting in everyone's face. And what do we get to start the show? We get an 8-man tag match, which is a decent way to start Raw.
Yep.
Judgment Day versus LWO. Um,
And
Judgment
Dominic
Day
Dominic goes over on his dad again.
again. I
Loved
didn't
it.
even say that.
Loved it.
Um, Judgment Day was in control for a whole lot of this match. The high point for the crowd, of course, is when Ray got the hot tag. He's getting ready to get up and splash Dom, and Liv pulls Dom out of the way because, of course, she does, and it allows Dom to get the move in, get the pin, 1, 2, 3, over on his dad once again. However, celebration cut a little short there because Priest and Mommy came out to have a few words to the people that were running away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they came in completely laid waste to JD and Carlito, and this match did two things for me. First off, it proves that if you give the LWO time, if you don't put them in a rushed match, because you got to admit, when they were on SmackDown, their matches were, let's go. If
Mm-hmm.
you give them some time to cook in a match, they do big things, and they need to
Yeah.
do that much
Yeah.
more often.
Well, that's
Secondly,
the
it set the
yeah.
table for Bash at Berlin with, Rhea and Priest versus Dom and Liv. So that's what this match did for me.
Mm-hmm. I would challenge people to go currently look at the last few SmackDowns, look at the last few Raws, and tell me if one show has more matches than the other. Because I would dare say I think they probably don't. It's just that with Raw being 3 hours, their stuff gets a little more time to cook.
Right. And I
So
think that is the best thing for the LWO right now.
yeah,
because they do big things, they do great things, and you give them the time to do it, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
We went from that into Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collective. Which one's Goku? Like, if they don't come out in some Dragon Ball Z outfits, I'm gonna be disappointed because that's what that sounds like. Pure Fusion Collective, straight out of Dragon Ball Z.
I have no point of reference. I'm not a Dragon Ball Z person. I'm not a 90s anime kid. I know what things are because I know people who are all about that stuff. So when I hear Pure Fusion Collective, I just I just think, okay, we're sitting backstage and we're trying to come up with a name for this group. And we asked them what they thought, and they went in a room and said, okay, who has a name? And
I guarantee they all watch Dragon Ball. I guarantee they all watch Dragon Ball. Mikey,
maybe they do. I just know that the commentators they said PFC a lot.
which I just want to throw out there is the lowest rank in any military, but I'm not saying, I'm just saying. So the match in and of itself was good. I mean, you put Io Sky, you put Kairi Sane, Zoe, Shayna, you put them in a ring together. There's no way not to have a good match with that.
Yeah.
But the thing for me in this one is it shows they are working to rebuild the women's tag division.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting more tag matches on Raw. We're getting more tag matches on SmackDown. I'm not saying that we called this a few weeks back. Maybe Trips is listening. But this is what the women's tag division needs. It needs that little shot in the arm. And I feel like that's what they're doing with this. In the end, Damage Control gets the win with an outside assist from a returning Zelina Vega. So, of course, she was out for a while because she got beat up by Goku and his friends. And sorry, I had to throw one more out there. My bad. But she was out because she did get attacked by Pure Fusion Collective. And it was good to see her come back in and be a part of this. So it kind of makes you wonder, are they going to do the trio thing? Are they going to have different setups for tag matches? And the fact that they can do that, like I said, just gives a shot in the arm to the women's tag division.
I think they're going to do a little bit of all of that, and I think that the shot in the arm for the tag division is a happy accident, because I don't believe that that's why this group was put together. I believe that this group was put together so that Sonya Deville can be the devil on the shoulder of Shayna Baszler, and she can eventually drive a wedge between Shayna and Zoe, so that Shayna and Zoe have a feud where Shayna's the heel and Zoe is the baby face, so that Shayna can eventually put Zoe over and Zoe becomes the new badass in town.
I could definitely see every bit of that.
Because Zoe has been the one person on Raw who has had the hardest time getting over. And so the only way,
Trish Stratus,
the way for you to get somebody over is to make, especially when they're a heel, is to make them sympathetic to the crowd so that they can develop an emotional connection that will turn them into a babyface. And Shayna and Sonya together will do that for Zoe Stark.
Well, it was, like I said, it was a great match, and I can't wait to see where they go with this, with the different tag team setups they could do with this, or even six woman tags. It's going to be good. We got a very cryptic yet very, very well done video message from Uncle Howdy. He said that Gable is a false prophet and is leading lambs to the mouths of wolves. The emotion and the I don't even know what to call it. Just Taylor Rotunda puts everything he's got, whether it's a video message, a match, a promo segment, it doesn't matter what it is. Every ounce of emotion in him goes into every single thing. And that is what makes this so great, in my opinion.
Yep.
So speaking of promos, we had Drew come out and cut one hell of a promo. He keeps the crowd so involved in these things, talking about the crowds. And, he doesn't understand how you can keep chanting CM Punk's name. All you're doing is giving a false sense of hope that he could actually win this match. And then everybody's all up in arms about this and talking about the 50-cent piece of garbage that caused so much drama, that it's the strap on the other wrist that CM Punk should be worried about. Punk
Yeah.
comes out, it gets broken up. Punk beats security with the strap. I think the best line in the promo was uh, Drew again addressing the crowd. Says, "You've chosen nostalgia over the warrior that has always been there for you through the darkest days." These two have got the crowd where it's like, "This is great. Shut up and fight." People are so ready to see these two tear each other apart, and
Yeah.
that is exactly where you want to be in a match like this. You want the crowd foaming at the mouth to see these two tear each other apart.
Drew is doing the best promo work of his career.
Mhm.
There's so much heat and there's so much tension in this feud, and they have succeeded in making a friendship bracelet made by a fan mean more than some companies' world championships.
No, absolutely. And just a little side note on that, since you brought up it was a bracelet made by a fan, that fan is actually brought forth the idea of suing for royalties because of how over his bracelet is.
Well, I guess we'll find out. Um, WWE pretty famously has some pretty awesome legal assistance. So,
Why, yes, yes, they do. All right, so we go into Jey Uso versus Kofi Kingston versus Karrion Kross. I like that they're doing the IC number one contender tournament style. And the
Mhm.
reason I like that is it gives a chance to showcase everybody. It gives a chance to showcase over stars as well as build up stars that aren't quite as over by putting them in the same matches. And it was a great match. It allowed everyone to shine. But in the end, of course, Mr. Yeet would get the win after a spear and an Uso splash, and he gets the first spot in the finals. It was a good. I mean, there were two matches, and we'll get to the other one. The second one was better in my opinion, but this one wasn't bad. And it, while it did do what it had to do, it got somebody, it got a winner to go to the finals.
Mhm. Yeah.
It also keeps the Kofi and Karrion Kross thing going. It interjects the Usos into it. It's good. Um, Randall Keith, Mr. Orton, if you're nasty. Could this dude be any more over than he is right now? Like in his entire career, I haven't seen him more over than he is right now.
Yeah, no, he is absolutely the most over he's ever been. Um, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he is one of the last standing bastions of the ruthless aggression era.
Mhm.
And he is kind of in that place right now for WWE fans that ECW fans had Terry Funk in, and that AEW fans currently have Jericho in.
Mhm.
He's one of those guys that he represents the past